What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Pass the Mic sports podcast with Mike and Jack. Today, oh my God, no advertisement stuff.
Brought to you by Carvel.
No, we're not. I'm sorry, Carvel. I'm so sorry. Today we have a special guest here, coming in at 6 feet from. Where are you from? His mom's womb. Eric Schlong. Let's clap it up for him.
When Mike does the edits for this video, if you look very closely, if you back it up 1 second, every time when Eric smiles, just look at this.
And make sure that when you screenshot it, like when you watch that video, screenshot it, okay? Now zoom in on this and tell me how many orange spots you can find on James' beard.
So in today's sports talk, we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs, East and West. What do you want to start with first, East or West?
East.
Okay, so first we're going to start with the East. So coming in within the first round, so the first and 8 seeds are going to be the Philadelphia 76ers and the Washington Wizards. The 76ers are going to sweep the Wizards. There shouldn't be any talk about this.
No.
There should not be a preview about this.
Nope.
Okay, Eric wants to chime in.
It's gonna go to Game 6.
Okay, Eric, this is why Eric doesn't talk.
What do you mean? Are you kidding me?
The Sixers are gonna sweep the Wizards. I'm sorry, but Bradley Beal's not healthy right now. He's not 100% because of his hamstring
Yeah, but he
issue.
can drop 40 on any given night.
Okay, Ben Simmons is gonna guard Bradley Beal.
Okay, and who's gonna guard Russell Westbrook?
Russell Westbrook is not a scoring threat.
He's a triple-double threat. He can give 40 on any single night.
Okay,
It
triple-double
goes
threat?
to Game 6. 4-2. 76ers.
So I will place.
Mike, what's your take?
I think. Just finish.
So I will place a bet right now with Eric Schlonsky that the 76ers will sweep.
Oh my gosh, right now.
Literally $1.
I don't really have much to add. I think it's probably going to be the Sixers win. I don't know exactly by how much, but I just think that it's an interesting moment to point out. The East is getting a lot stronger now than it was before, which is a really good thing to notice. And the West is not getting weaker, but it's getting a little bit more balanced out. I feel like the stars are coming over from side to side, but the Sixers built up from the ground up, so it's not like anything like that. But yeah, Philly's going to take it. And in the next series, we got the Nets versus the Celtics.
Sweep.
Definitely. I don't like the Nets, but honestly, against the Celtics, I don't like the Celtics either. But when it comes down to it, the Celtics, they haven't been performing their best. Again, Jason Tatum dropped 40 the other night and led us 50 the other night. He had an amazing game and it ended up them winning. But at the same time, it's like if you have people like those on the Nets, I don't know how much of a competition you could put up because they're all offensive threats. But again, the Nets have no defense, really. So I don't know what they're going to do when Jason Tatum starts scoring 50 every night and you're screwed.
KD.
But he's not defense, though. KD's not going to...
he could.
So I agree with Eric on this one. Actually, I think the Celtics have no shot. The Nets will probably beat the Celtics in 4, only because the injury to Jaylen Brown really hurt the Celtics' chances. Jaylen Brown was having a breakout year. He was an all-star this season. He basically had career highs in every category this season. The Nets just have too much talent. You know, they have Kyrie, they have James Harden, who's back and healthy, KD, they got Joe Harris shooting threes from anywhere. They got DeAndre Jordan, even though he's washed. The Nets just have too much talent. Also, in terms of weaknesses, the Celtics don't really have a true big man like that, so they get beat inside a lot. And now with the injury to Jaylen Brown has kind of basically hampered any of their chances to win the title this season.
I just have one thing to say about the Brooklyn Nets. They will go as far as Kyrie takes them, and for simply saying this, it's clear from his press conferences that he's not solely focused on basketball, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, so basically, Eric is wrong as always.
It's going to be 4-1. It's going to be 4-1.
Eric is wrong as always.
It is clear that Kyrie's not focused solely on basketball. He has his mind on other things. And if you have your mind on other things when you're in the playoffs and you got players like LeBron, Kawhi, etc., Giannis, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal, and you focus on other things, your mind isn't there. And if you already are kind of, who's their backup point guard for the Brooklyn Nets? It was Spencer Dinwiddie. I know he got hurt. What was it, Tyler Johnson?
I guess so.
Like, they don't really have a backup.
It's Mike James, by the way.
Oh yeah, Mike James.
This is why Eric doesn't appear on these talks, because he doesn't know anything. So back to what Eric was talking about. So the Nets will go as far as KD helps them. And KD is the best damn player on the Nets. He'll take them as far as he can if he's healthy. With Kyrie, without Kyrie,
No.
they will go to the conference finals.
No.
With or without him.
No. They have to beat the Bucks.
After that heated debate, we'll move on to the
3rd and 6th seed.
3rd and 6th seed, Bucks and Heat. So this is gonna be an interesting matchup, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that the Heat are gonna take this one. Probably 7 games. I think 4-3. But the thing is that the Heat have. If you stop Giannis on the Bucks,
It's over.
the Bucks are done for. There's no one else on the Bucks other than Chris Middleton. You're blocking my whole face.
So who guards Giannis?
Bam Adebayo,
Jimmy Butler,
Jimmy Butler, Bam
Trevor
Adebayo.
Ariza, Andre
The
Iguodala.
whole Heat.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, the whole Heat could stop.
Heat in 6.
Yeah, Heat in 6, 7, whatever it is. It's gonna be a competitive matchup. But the thing is that if you got those players on your team, and if you stop Giannis, who's one of the best players in the league, it's over for the Bucks.
Eric Spoelstra's got something for them.
Yeah, and Chris Middleton is also good, but he's not a team leader. He's not gonna be the one to lead the entire team, the whole Bucks team, with who they have, Dante DiVincenzo. No disrespect, he's an NBA player, but I'm just saying you're not gonna beat the Heat franchise with Jimmy Butler, who's one of my favorite players and one of the best players in the league right now as well. Bam Adebayo, one of the best centers in the league. Who else you got? Tyler Hero, who kind of fell off a little bit, whatever. But maybe he'll get his confidence back and swagger back in the playoffs. Duncan Robinson's still doing his thing. Everybody's still doing their thing. Goran Dragic is a little bit older. That's it. So,
Just injured.
oh, he is still.
No, I'm just saying they've been dealing with a lot of injuries.
Oh
this
yeah,
year.
they have been dealing with a lot of injuries.
So the reason why Tyler Hero is not playing well this season is because he talked a lot of smack during the finals last season, and what happens after when you talk smack? You suck.
It's because he's focused on his girlfriend. Hold on.
I do agree with Mike. I think the Miami Heat will upset the Milwaukee Bucks. I do think it's gonna go to either Game 6 or Game 7.
Game 6.
Eric's wrong, as usual. The reason why I think this is a
we look back at this video and every prediction I made I was right, and every time you said I was wrong.
So going back to the discussion at hand, I think this is a bad matchup for the Milwaukee Bucks. Only because the Miami Heat basically have Giannis stoppers on the team. They got Jimmy Butler, they got Andre Iguodala, they got Trevor Ariza, they got Bam Adebayo who can guard, guards and anybody that's in front of him. They also have a very balanced team in terms of shooting. Like Mike said, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, Goran Dragic. So yeah, Trevor Ariza was a very underrated pickup during the season. He was one of my favorite Lakers. It honestly all depends on the Milwaukee Bucks, because last year's playoffs they were horrible. They were actually garbage. Like the Orlando Magic, who had a losing record, were like 35 and like 42.
47.
Gave the Milwaukee Bucks
No, last
a really hard time. Even though the Milwaukee Bucks beat them in 5. In like 2-3 of those games, the Orlando Magic were in there toe-to-toe with the Milwaukee Bucks until the end. So it all depends on Milwaukee Bucks. If Chris Middleton needs to show up, obviously Drew Holiday, they paid on max dollar. He needs to show up now. Obviously this is very important for Giannis. Like Giannis cannot screw this up. They also pay Giannis max contract. If the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis get bounced in the first round in the playoffs, it's going to be a total embarrassment on Giannis' legacy, because he's been already bounced twice, back-to-back years in the playoffs, when he's been the MVP of the league back-to-back years. So under no circumstance can he be bounced out of the first round. So this whole team needs to step up and get out of their rhythm when it comes to playoff time.
The first year they got bounced, they didn't have that much of a supporting cast. They had Chris Middleton. It was clear that he couldn't step up to the plate when Giannis was kind of out. I think the game really relies on, do you force Giannis to shoot threes and can he hit them when the lights are on, or are they gonna force him to drive like they usually do and just play back? But again, it all depends. Can he hit that three? If they respect that three and they step up, whoever's guarding him, probably Andre Iguodala. They'll probably have switches and whatever. But it's like, do you want Andre? So then again, it's also depending on the type of defense they send. If you send Andre Iguodala to play up and you make sure that Bam Adebayo stays in the paint for Giannis to drive and meet him at the rim, you take that risk. Or again, as I said before, does Giannis step up to the plate and hit his three? If they play back and Giannis starts knocking down the three ball, I mean, it's a whole different series. It might not even be a series. It changes up everything because then you have to solve for Giannis's three. Because if he hits a three and he can drive, he can also kick out, and that's when the supporting cast comes in. Can Chris Middleton hit the three? Can Drew Holiday hit the three? All his supporting cast, can they step up? Can he give off the ball to Brook Lopez? I mean, all of it is important. So it really depends on, can Giannis hit the three? And if he does, I think Bucks win. I don't think that the Heat can stop a 7 foot forward who can shoot, drive, dish out the ball, and be a team player. But that also depends again on the supporting cast. So if Giannis steps up, I have Bucks in 6.
All right, listen. Next up, I don't even want to talk about it. No. Don't tell me what to do because this is my time to shine.
You're literally blocking me.
The New York Knicks versus the Atlanta Hawks. Are you serious? You're asking me who's gonna win that matchup? New York Knicks in 6. Yeah.
5.
5? Hard. Listen. Let me tell you something. Julius Randle is a god. And he can defend whoever he wants. Trae Young, he's cool, but he's streaky. He only gets going once he gets going. And if we got guards like we got on our team, like you got D Rose, you got Emmanuel Quickly, they do their thing. Obviously, it might be a little bit hard to guard Trae Young, not gonna lie. But if we got D Rose on him, I think we'll be okay. He's gonna do a good enough job. Trae Young's gonna get his points up, but whatever. If we could stop him at least half the time, that's fine. And John Collins, we got him covered. As long as we got those covered. But Bogdanovich, threes, whatever, he stays there. Other than that, I think that the New York Knicks are going to take this series.
So I'm picking the Atlanta Hawks in 7. The reason why... the reason why I'm picking the Atlanta Hawks in 7 is because the Knicks are just too young right now.
So are the Hawks.
I think that the Atlanta Hawks have more talent than the New York Knicks. They got Trae Young. They got Gallinari. They got Kevin Herter. They got John Collins, who's very underrated and should be talked about, most improved player also. They got obviously Clint Capella, who's one of the best defensive players in the league. So I'm picking the Atlanta Hawks in 7. I think this series is probably going to be the most exciting series in the first round in the East. Only because I think that the Hawks and the Knicks are very evenly matched. Tom Thibodeau, probably going to win Coach of the Year, like we said in previous videos, because of what he did with the New York Knicks this season. He's basically turned them into a defensive giant in the league. They're in first place in literally every category that there is in terms of defense this season. And also the Atlanta Hawks have also played defense under their new coach, Nate McMillan, or McMillan, whatever his name is. I won't be surprised if the Knicks actually win.
That's right.
And I won't be surprised if the Hawks win. It's one of those series that it's a toss-up. Either team can move on, and it won't be surprising if either one wins. So we'll just see.
All right. I got the Knicks in 5. I'm with Mike. All right. But Danilo Gallinari has done nothing in his whole NBA career to make a difference in the team. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's in the NBA.
I mean, OKC last year.
Okay, wow, one good season. Let's give that to CP3, by the way. Let's not give that to Danilo Gallinari.
Fine.
CP3 was killing last year. Good shit. Okay, that's one. Two, Derrick Rose. He's been there. Look, the Knicks are not going to win the chip this year. We all know that. Derrick Rose and Tom Thibodeau in the playoffs. Serious trouble. Plain and simple. They know what's up. They know what to do. They got RJ Barrett, young. He can play defense. I think that Tom Thibodeau, again, he's been there. He knows how to solve for people like Trae Young, who are very offensively.
Let's just pause the video.
They have a
and
game.
just do
He has a
the
game who's very focused on offense. I think
And then you post.
for John
Part
Collins,
one of
I think
this,
Julius
part
Randle
one,
can
part
handle
two,
his own weight,
Sunday.
his big body. So for this reason, I got the Knicks in 5, but I also don't think that they have a chance against the 76ers.
We will now move on to the West playoffs. The first seed, the Utah Jazz, is going to go up against either the Golden State Warriors or the Memphis Grizzlies, who are playing tomorrow for the 8th seed. I am picking the Warriors to win that game. Mike, who are you picking to win that game?
For the playoff, for the play-in tournament,
Yes.
the Warriors.
You want to say why?
Because I love Stephen Curry.
So I'm picking also the Warriors to beat the Grizzlies tomorrow, and obviously they'll play the Utah Jazz. Eric, who you picking to play on tournament tomorrow?
Stephon Curry, baby.
Just Steph Curry, not the Warriors.
Stephon Curry is going to step up to the plate. That's what he does.
So
When the lights are on, Curry always steps up to the plate.
So we all
Most
universally,
of the time, not
so we all universally agreed that the Utah Jazz will play the Golden State Warriors in the first round.
Unanimous decision.
Mike, what is your take on that series?
Serious. Listen, I'm a big supporter of the Warriors. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm a big supporter of the Warriors this season. I really feel like, although they have a really bad team, I think that Steph Curry really is putting in a lot of work and trying his best to really get to the playoffs.
You should be MVP.
Yeah, I don't know, but at the end of the day, I think that the Utah Jazz have a better overall team than the Warriors. Donovan Mitchell is coming back. They said that he's coming back for the playoffs, and if Donovan Mitchell is on the team, the Rudy Gobert, all the other players on the team, I'm not gonna list them because everybody who's watching this, I'm sure they know who's who. But if you have a really stacked team with the Warriors, and if you can find a way, Steph Curry could score as much as he wants, but it's just about who's the better team, unfortunately. But next year, when the Warriors come back, I think that James Wiseman's gonna be okay, Klay Thompson's gonna be okay. Then that's when the Warriors, I think, are gonna step up and do their thing in the playoffs. But for now, I don't think anything's gonna happen.
so I'm also picking the Utah Jazz to beat the Golden State Warriors in the first round. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. I honestly think it's gonna go to Game 6, give or take. The only reason why I'm saying this is because I don't know how Donovan Mitchell is gonna be, returning back from injury. He might need like a game or two to get back into rhythm because he has missed like the last couple of weeks with an ankle injury. So he might be, he's probably in shape but not in basketball shape. So it might take him like a game or two to get back into rhythm. The Warriors are lights out. They're very dangerous. Like Eric said, Steph Curry should be MVP. He should be MVP, but obviously he's not going to be because of
Their record.
because of stupid ass politics in the NBA. In terms of Eric just said their record and the seeding and everything. Curry's the greatest shooter of all time. I said this in the preview between the Warriors and the Lakers. He's gonna absolutely demolish Ray Allen's 3-point record next season. He's gonna break it within the first 10-15 games of the season. Unfortunately, like Mike said, injuries have killed the Warriors the last 2 years. Klay Thompson with the torn ACL first, and then the torn Achilles during the offseason. and then James Wiseman with the torn meniscus during the season. And, outside of really Curry and Wiggins, they don't really have anybody that, makes teams worry about them. Obviously teams are going to worry about Curry. And, Andrew Wiggins is
He's not that bad.
he's not bad. He's just very inconsistent. Like some nights he'll bring it, and some nights he won't. Like some nights he'll literally be death, and then other nights he'll put up like 35 points. I think the main thing for the Utah Jazz is stopping Draymond Green in the series, because he's basically their assist guy. He's essentially their point guard, and he's literally the only guy that feeds Curry the ball. So if you limit Draymond's assists, then the Utah Jazz will probably, easily beat the Warriors in the first round. But I do think it's going to go to 6, only because of Steph Curry. Steph Curry has been lights out, so that's why.
Utah Jazz. I got one reason why. Joe freaking Ingles, baby. You watch out for him. He hasn't been mentioned yet. I've heard Donovan Mitchell. I've heard great names. Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles changes every important game. Every time the playoffs are on, the lights are on, who steps up? Joe Ingles. Joe freaking Ingles, baby.
So moving on to the next seeding is the Phoenix Suns versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I won't be biased, but the Lakers were god awful yesterday. Absolutely garbage. If we play like that against the Phoenix Suns, we'll actually lose the series. They were god awful in the first half of the Warriors game yesterday. What the hell did my Los Angeles Lakers do yesterday? Absolutely nothing in the first half. LeBron James and Anthony Davis were literally death in the first round. They had like 10 points combined in the first freaking round. In the first half. Who? Okay? Okay, now, going back to the Phoenix series. If LeBron James and Anthony Davis step up, it's over in 5. It is over in 5, maybe 6.
Suns versus Lakers?
Yes. Maybe in 6.
It all depends on Andre Drummond. Anthony Davis, LeBron James have been there.
5 or 6.
Dennis Schroeder and Andre Drummond got to play basketball. They got to do good. Dennis Schroeder, Andre Drummond, they're great players. They haven't been on a team that can win a chip, my opinion.
Now, I will agree with Eric. Dennis Schroeder was horrible yesterday. Andre Drummond was also horrible yesterday. I don't know if Dennis Schroeder is still, getting back to rhythm after missing 2 weeks worth of basketball because of a COVID protocol. And Andre Drummond is still probably, trying to figure out chemistry with AD and LeBron James. But the key to stopping for the Lakers in this series, in my opinion, is Devin Booker. I think the Lakers need to double team Devin Booker as soon as he touches the damn ball every single time in this series. They literally double teamed Curry 20 times yesterday, and he turned over the ball like 7 times yesterday. That's what we need to do with Devin Booker. As soon as he touches the damn freaking ball, we need to double team this guy. I don't care about CP3. He's not really a scoring threat. Yes, he'll give you 15, 20 points a night. But if we do not stop Devin Booker, this guy is a 40-point walking bucket. Easily. As soon as he starts going with his shot, there ain't no stopping Devin Booker. Just ask the damn Boston Celtics when he puts 70 on their asses.
What Jack and Eric said is basically right. Like, if LeBron and AD get active and everybody else plays basketball in the Lakers are going to be fine, but I don't think it's going to be in 5. I think it's going to be in 7. I think this is probably going to be one of the most competitive series of the whole thing. But my honest prediction, realistically, LeBron just came back, and so did AD. The chemistry is not there. The chemistry is not where it's supposed to be, unfortunately. So the Lakers are not going to be playing up to their full potential. You'll get it. You'll get it. The Lakers are not going to be playing up to their full potential until they figure out the chemistry. But I don't think it's going to happen this season. And I think that the Suns are going to be able to take it in 7 against the Lakers. You could double team Devin Booker, but the Suns are the second seed for a reason. Chris Paul, it makes the team better. It doesn't matter how bad you are. You could be drafted to the Suns, and CP3 will make you play like Andre Drummond. You know what I'm saying? CP3 makes the team better. I think that, and you can't guard that. You can't guard IQ. You know what I mean?
I agree with Mike, but I also think that the Phoenix Suns don't have an answer for AD. Like they just
hold
don't.
on. So hold on. So Mike, I agree with almost everything you said, James. I agree with everything you said, but here's the almost part. Okay, LeBron's just coming back. Okay, who's guarding LeBron for the Suns? Maybe one person who can.
No, you're right. You're right.
One person guarding Anthony Davis.
You're right. But the thing
One
is,
person
the
guarding
chemistry.
Andre Drummond.
Chemistry. So on the Golden State Warriors,
Who won
nobody.
the championship last year?
The Lakers, but I'm saying last.
Who
No, look,
was the
listen.
reason why they won the championship? Which two players?
What just happened last night?
Which two players were the reason why?
No, last night they were really bad.
Okay, but which two players? Okay, which two players were the main reason why?
LeBron James and AD.
Now, when the rules are reversed, and I look at the Lakers playing defense against the Suns, I am much more confident against that matchup. Yes, CP3, one of the greatest point guards to ever do it. Devin Booker, he's gonna probably run the league with Luka Doncic very soon, no doubt about it. However, by the way, shout out to Luka Doncic, favorite player right now. But
Just hyped because he
Why
looks like
not Kristaps Porzingis?
fucking Chris Towns.
Luka Doncic, baby. Again,
I can't wait
I
for
I
Dallas
say
Clippers.
I give respect when respect is due. I don't see DeAndre Ayton doing much against Andre Drummond. I think Anthony Davis will be much trouble, and they will have no answer at all for Anthony Davis. I say Anthony Davis kills it. I think the only team that can give Anthony Davis a hard time, player as well, Giannis and KD. And KD because of his length and I know AD likes his post-up game. He likes to shoot. KD can step out. He's quick. He's not as strong as AD, but his length is there. His vertical on the D is there. But I think AD is just unstoppable. I think you put LeBron on Devin Booker, even though I don't think that's needed. That matchup is there. You put Devin Booker on LeBron, I'm sorry. Get the frick out the way, Devin Booker, because you're about to get LeBron's nuts in your face, plain and simple.
Wait. Alright,
So-
so I have a question for you though. I have a
Okay.
question. So last night the Warriors went against the Lakers, right?
All right.
And the Lakers won off of a lucky 30-foot three-point chuck from LeBron. James literally said that AD and LeBron had 10 points combined in the first half. And it's against the Warriors, whose best player is Steph Curry, and after that, there's no one there. So who's to say that the Suns, who are a much better team than the Warriors, can't stop LeBron and AD?
Good players can have bad games.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
players-
But if they already had a bad game,
Good
now,
players can't have a bad game. How many bad games have you seen AD
not
have?
against the Warriors.
How many bad games have you seen AD have in his
Yeah,
career?
but you're not gonna have.
How many bad games have you seen AD have in his career?
Of course, he had a couple.
Okay, couple. Out of how many years of him being in the NBA? How many bad games has LeBron
None.
ever had? Tell me one time LeBron never. Hold on. Tell me one time
LeBron didn't
LeBron.
have a triple double yesterday.
Hold on.
Is he really?
Tell me one time LeBron was in the playoffs and didn't absolutely eat. Just eat
Eat what?
at his opponents. Tell me one time. The dude is how old? 35?
36.
dude is 36 years old. He has missed the playoffs once, okay? Anthony Davis is unstoppable. Okay, I'm saying once when his career went off. Okay? LeBron is the best player in the Western Conference right now. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. No one in the Western Conference is better than him. And let me tell you why. The dude is 36, okay? And nobody in the freaking league at the age of 36 will do what he does. Not KD, not James Harden, not Kyrie, not anybody. The dude gets better every single year. And it doesn't have to be scoring. He passes the ball. He knows how to attract defense. He knows how to find AD. He knows how to make his teammates better. Yes, he whines a little when he gets some fouls and he doesn't get his foul calls or whatever. However, Lakers win back-to-back championships. Nobody beats the Los Angeles Lakers. And not that stinky playoff fucking Paul George.
Suns in 7.
So, LeBron ain't losing in the first round, but I don't know about back-to-back. LeBron just came back from his ankle injury, and he's probably going to need another week or two to, like, really get back into rhythm. So, this might go to 7. Mike's probably right. LeBron ain't losing in the first round. I'm so sorry. I think the Lakers are just too good defensively to lose in the first round. Moving on. We have the Denver Nuggets versus
The Blazers.
the
Trump Blazers.
Portland Trailblazers. This is an interesting series. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who's gonna win this. I am gonna pick the Denver Nuggets
Over who?
Portland
The
Trailblazers.
Blazers.
I'm with James on this one.
I do think it might go to 7. It might go to 7 with the Nuggets' history in the playoffs. Also because Jamal Murray's not playing. Because he tore his ACL against yours truly, the Golden State Warriors. So, I'm picking the Nuggets, but I'm not surprised if Dame time comes alive and beats the Nuggets in the first round. But I am going to pick the Denver Nuggets to beat the Portland Trailblazers in the first round.
I agree.
Okay, but yeah.
And this should be interesting.
It's such a large banana.
Can you eat it while on being on camera?
Yeah.
Please. Please. Don't think this out.
Oh, I'm not taking this out. Okay, so the Denver Nuggets versus the Portland Trailblazers is a really interesting series. As Jock and Eric said, Denver Nuggets without Jamal Murray is tough, but Jokic has been picking up the slack and bringing it back to where they're supposed to be. They got all the way to the 3rd seed in the Western Conference Finals. There's a reason why the Denver Nuggets why Jokic is being considered for MVP, and I think if you have a player like that, that's MVP caliber this season, and you have a really solid supporting cast around you in the Denver Nuggets, and on the Portland Trailblazers, they've been doing the same thing every year. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And they didn't really change their team much to the point where it's like something new is gonna happen. It's kind of like a Celtics type of situation where it's like
And they only get older too.
yeah, they only get older. It's like a Celtics situation where it's like the same thing as why are you looking at the same thing as before, but the thing is they only got worse. So I'm gonna have to go with the Nuggets, but in 7 for sure.
I agree. 7.
Next up, and lastly, we got the Clippers versus the Mavs. Now I hate the Mavs, and I like the.
Let me just say. Hey, hold on. Let me say something. Okay. Clippers are the worst NBA organization to ever exist. Now let me tell you something. Ain't no freaking player have more potential right now than Luka Doncic.
Okay, I love Luka.
Number 77, but number 1 on the court. Okay? I'm telling you. Now look, didn't the Clippers play the Mavericks last year?
Yeah.
In the playoffs?
Yeah, and they won 4-2.
Right. And I knew the Clippers were gonna win, but I gave Luka Doncic a couple games. But Kristaps was hurt.
Yeah.
Kristaps was hurt, right, James?
Yeah.
Kristaps playing this year?
Yeah.
Different series. Paul George sucks. He sucks.
We all know that.
He's ass. What's the guy? Ty Lue has no answer for Luka Doncic. Kawhi is an absolute moron for going to the Clippers instead of the Lakers. He made the worst NBA decision. He's like, he should have stayed in Toronto. For crying out loud. He can win a ring in Toronto with Kyle Lowry, Marcus Gasol, Serge Ibaka. Okay, he can't win a ring with Paul George, Patrick Beverly, Lou Williams. And I know Lou Williams is not playing right now for them. He got traded. I'm talking about last season. Ivan Zubac, Montrezl, which is Montrezl.
He's on the Lakers now.
Right, I know, but
Montrezl Harrell.
Montrezl Harrell. Are you kidding me? And then you want to win this year? They're half the team. Patrick Beverly's no longer playing for them, right?
No, he is.
Is he hurt? Isn't he hurt?
Yeah, he was hurt.
Oh, he was. No, Lou Williams got traded. I mean, who they get that?
Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo.
Oh my God, whoop the freaking.
He's doing good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? When you have a dumbass coach and two selfish ass forwards, you won't do much. Mavericks in 6, baby. Let's go, Luka.
Kristaps isn't as good as he used to be on the Knicks.
I agree with that.
So therefore, I think the Mavs don't have too much to go against the Clippers. I think the Clippers are still a really good team. You got Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is a great player unless he chokes, which hopefully he doesn't this season. I'm saying Clippers in 6.
I'm also picking the Clippers to win this series, only because I want the Clippers to meet the Lakers in the 3rd round of the playoffs. I want the damn Clippers. I want the Clippers really badly. I want the Lakers to play the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals if they make it.
They will sweep those stupid bums.
Only because I want the Lakers to kill the Clippers. If Paul George does what he did last postseason,
Playoff P.
ain't gonna happen again this season.
Mickey Mouse, Paul George.
But if Paul George steps up, they might actually sweep the Mavericks.
Yes.
We don't know.
Yes. I don't think sweep, but you get Paul George from the Indiana Pacers, right? But you know, I think about it, and I see, we grew up on Paul George, and this guy was all-star. This guy was supposed to be the next big thing. And now you have people growing up, and they're watching Playoff P, and you're like, yo, this guy can't even hit the guy was shooting a 3 from the right wing.
Yeah.
No, from the right wing. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Pass the mic, Sports Talk.
And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Love you guys.
Comment and share and subscribe. The subscribe does not do much. Comment. We want to figure out the algorithm. If you comment, we want to see how and where our videos pop up. So thank you. Have a great night.